What's up everybody, my name is Brian and today I'm going to be talking about how I started my clothing brand, where the idea of it came from, how I put it into action, all of that stuff. I've had a few questions as to how I started Loft, what does it stand for, where did it originally come from, how is the process of, printing my first shirts and all of that stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Originally, I've always wanted to own something of my own. I've always had this desire to create something and have other people wear it. I've always thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I originally wanted to start a clothing company back in 7th grade with a few of my friends, but unfortunately that didn't work out because none of us really had the means or the funds to start up something. And it was difficult because none of us really understood how, samples work and how you had to order a certain quantity and all those things. So that never really worked. But once, I'd say the summer of freshman year in high school, I'm currently a junior. So the summer of freshman year, that was when I first got a BMX bike, and I figured that I wanted to start something of my own, and I started Loft. We were originally under the name Loft BMX, but I'd say about a few months ago we rebranded to Loft New York, and the reason for that is so I can cater to more people. I didn't want to necessarily be stuck in just the BMX side of things. I wanted to be able to cater to skateboarders or any creative person that enjoys a brand that's willing to give back to, a community that really needs it. I'll insert a picture of the first shirt we ever released. It was funny because I didn't really understand what I was getting myself into at the time. I didn't really understand how expensive it was. And when I first started, I started printing my shirts at a decal spot, a few blocks down from my house. It wasn't even like a shirt printing place. So I was getting screwed for prices. Not necessarily screwed, but I was paying way more than I should have for a simple design on a shirt. So Loft originally came from, which sounds insane, but I had a rug in my room and it literally just spelled out LOFT. And I had this rug for years, and I would always look at it and I'd always wonder why did it say Loft? It was a rug. Like, of course you could put the rug in a loft, in an actual space that was in Loft, but I never really understood why I had it. So I figured, why not give the word some meaning, and boom, Loft BMX came along.
Mariani NYC, I know he asked that question because I see him doing BMX brand at Loft BMX on Instagram. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, I don't know, I just see him commenting on some stuff sometimes. So shout out him, Mariani NYC, and at Loft BMX. Keep killing it, man. Keep designing, keep doing your thing.
So far, one thing I found really important with the brand is networking with different people. I've sent shirts to, all these professional BMX riders, a few guys that I just see killing it on the bikes. But yeah, I definitely want to branch out more and more. I want to continue sending shirts to people who kill it. Eventually down the road, I'd love to sponsor people. I'd love to make Loft into an actual bike company or part company, but time will tell. So after I did my first batch of shirts, and I honestly don't even remember the quantity, but after I did my first run of shirts, I took that money, reinvested it, and I did a whole nother run of shirts, and this was actually my largest run. I did around, I believe, 60 shirts, and I'll insert a picture of those right now. That release did absolutely amazing. I sold every single shirt I printed, or actually I'm lying, I have I think 2 more left, but I sold almost every shirt I printed, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was cool to see people wearing my stuff. It was cool to wear stuff that I created myself, and it was just something I've always wanted to do. After that run of shirts, we released another run of shirts that was about 25 shirts. Those did fairly well. Then we released the hoodie, this hoodie. This was actually the first piece that we released rebranded. So this was the first piece that said Loft New York and not Loft BMX. So after the hoodie release, we released these hoodies actually in black and gray. we released these. I'll throw a picture of that up as well. These shirts, they're doing okay. They're not doing as well as I want. If you want to support and purchase one, it's the first link in the description if you're interested. Enough of that. Now I want to get into how it is owning a business, and I don't necessarily like saying that because Loft is not where I want it to be, and it's going to take a lot of time to get there. And you know, with the help of you guys and a lot of my friends who watch this, I appreciate every single one of you if you've ever purchased anything from me. You don't understand how grateful I am for that and how much that's helped me out. And you know, without you guys, I wouldn't be filming a video right now. I wouldn't have been able to afford my camera, anything like that. So I'm super grateful. I'm super humbled by all of you who, you know, took your hard-earned money or, you know, your allowance or whatever, and you just took it to support me. I'm forever grateful, and you have no idea how much that helped me out. So owning my own business is great. I'm not gonna lie, my parents did help me fund a lot of the stuff that when I first started. After that, I just continued reinvesting my money. So shout out to them, and once again, shout out to all of you guys. So one thing that business has taught me is that it's very tedious. Release dates, designs, paying for the design, getting the shirts printed, supplying the shirts or getting the shirts supplied from the printer. It's a lot of work. It's definitely not easy. I currently don't have a license yet. I'll have my license in about 2 weeks, but it's really hard having to depend on somebody to drive you somewhere or having to take public transportation to do certain things. Quick shout out to my boy Dre. I'll put his Instagram like right here or here. He's helped me out a lot getting blanks and stuff. He's the owner of Rare, and you know, I'm forever grateful for him. Without him, I wouldn't have gotten these shirts to print on. So I'm extremely grateful for him. It's not anything too crazy, but it definitely does take a toll on you, especially when you're new to everything. Everything kind of hits you at once. I always post the designs I want to do on my Instagram and Snapchat. So if you're interested in voting, I always do polls on Instagram. If you're interested in voting on the next design that I'm going to drop, feel free to follow me on both of those social media platforms and let me know what you think of the next design coming out. So Loft stands for lack of talent, and it also stands for living our faith together. But I'm still debating what I want to do with that. I don't want people to get confused with the whole faith and, oh, this is a religious brand. It was never intended to be anything like that. When I created that, I wanted that to be referred to the faith we need to have in humanity. My goal is actually to bring awareness to the homeless community we have out here in New York City. If you want to read more about that, go to the end of the website. All the way down, there's like blog posts, and you can read up on that and how that works. Ice cream truck is passing. Overall, Loft has been a lot of fun to create. It's been a lot of fun to manage. The Instagram is growing at an insane rate. I have very precise goals and quotas that I want to meet in a certain time frame. So, you know, it's really cool to see them actually coming to life and, you know, me actually executing on everything that I said I wanted to do. My main goal right now for the spring and summer is I really want to release 5 different pieces at one time. Due to financial issues and budgeting and stuff like that, I've only been able to release 1 or 2 items at one time. But I want to change that this spring and summer. I will make it happen, and I'm really excited to see where the brand goes after that. If you don't follow the Loft Instagram, it's somewhere on the bottom right here. One more thing I forgot to mention is leveraging social media. In today's era is super important, and if you don't understand how Instagram works, if you don't understand how Facebook works, if you don't understand how, you know, Snapchat works from a business standpoint, definitely something you should work on and definitely something you should learn, because that's extremely important to growing your brand and growing your business. Getting more in depth to it, I don't want to scare anybody who might want to start a brand, but you know, SEO, search engine optimization on, you know, building your website and stuff, all that stuff is super important. Currently I'm trying to study SEO and trying to figure out how all of that works. It's a lot, so don't feel discouraged. Sometimes I don't understand everything that I'm doing and I have to take time out to learn. So don't belittle yourself because you don't understand something. Like I said, if you're passionate about it, you will learn it. You will take out the time to learn it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't really say this much, but if you gained any type of value or you found this video somewhat entertaining or, you know, interesting, drop me a like. It helps the channel grow a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm not necessarily sure if I'm going to be uploading every other day like I've been doing so far, or once a week or twice a week. I kind of just pick up the camera at a spur of a moment. I have an idea and I just execute on it. So if any of you guys would be interested in seeing me post consistently on a schedule, let me know. I don't know if that'd work because the weather over here is not always the best and it's very hard to get out, and it's kind of hard to think of stuff staying indoors. I don't know. I'm not sure if everybody likes these videos where it's just me talking to the camera. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next video.